The aces of the tarot correspond with the concept of unity. The suit of wands corresponds with the element of fire and has an esoteric meaning of action. So the ace of wands represents the unity of action. Hello, I'm Michael J. Auger, creator of the Allcento Tarot. The ace of wands can be thought of as imagining a roaring fire and lighting a match that gets things started. This is the universally appreciated initial spark. In the Marseille style tradition of the tarot, the design of this card is similar to the Ace of Swords in that it features a divine hand emerging from a heavenly swirl of clouds. However, instead of extending towards the right, this hand extends towards the left and has a slightly softer grip, with the accepting palm facing the viewer. The suit of swords and wands can both be considered harder and masculine. However, while thoughts can often be cold and cutting, when we follow our gut, we are led into action by much warmer instincts. The wand depicted in the Marseille-style cards is a rough and natural-looking tree branch, suggesting a primitive nature. There are cut stubs that hint at some effort to control and direct this wild energy from branching off into all directions, but the focus is unrefined. This can signify pursuing impulsive desires without thinking too much about the consequences. The wand becomes larger and wider as it extends upwards, suggesting vitality, desire, and creative energy. There are also decorative elements emanating from the wand that can be interpreted as flames of fire or as the Hebrew letter Yod, which symbolizes a divine point of energy or hand of God. The Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn describe this card as a symbol of natural force, as opposed to a force that is invoked. And their decks depict this rushing energy as a flaming torch with 3 branches, the left and right branches having 3 flames, and the middle branch having 4, making a total of 10, which is the number of the Sephiroth. The version of this card from the deck created by Arthur Edward Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith follows in the Golden Dawn tradition, although the 3 branches are more subtle. Smith also adds a rural landscape with a castle on a hill in the background to suggest goals to strive for. The Thoth version of this card by Aleister Crowley and Lady Frida Harris captures the explosive power of this ace. Crowley describes it as a solar phallic outburst of flame from which spring lightning in every direction, and goes on to explain that it is primordial energy of the divine manifesting in matter at so early a stage that it is not yet definitively formulated as will. There are 10 flaming yods to correspond with the Tree of Life, but it is important to stress that as sublime as the aces may seem, they are part of the minor arcana and are therefore what Crowley describes as blind forces. They can't hold a candle to the higher forces of the major arcana. But that being said, these are still very powerful energies for those who know how to channel them. And here is the Ace of Wands from the Allcento Tarot that I created. This version of the card follows in the Golden Dawn tradition with a lit torch wand that has a flame with 3 main branches that divide into 10. Leaning against this wand is a salamander, which is the elemental being linked to the powers of fire. Its tail is leashed to the torch with a lemniscate. This represents a unity of infinite spirit and the merging of animal instinct with ambition. There is a lucky horseshoe included at the bottom of this card as a callback to the Ace of Clubs playing card that is sometimes called the horseshoe card. This suggests following the gut works best when luck is on your side. It can also be seen as a symbol of protection from negative energy. This card represents the beginning passion for a career, spirituality, or love, and there is great power in the first spark. It can cause devastation, or it can be mastered and harnessed for good. Anything is possible, but reversed aspects of this card warn of snuffing out the fire before it has a chance to grow. We must continue to kindle this energy so that we are able to achieve our goals represented by the far-off castle. let us boldly go forward and seize the day. There's nothing to it but to do it. If you've enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment to share your support. As always, I encourage you to visit my website where you can schedule tarot readings and browse and collect my offbeat artwork. And until next time, brightest blessings on your spiritual journey.